Skibbity toilet. All right, Mark with Noble Digital Empire. Today we are going to talk about Suze Orman must have legal docs and Momma Bear legal forms and versus a legal document preparer. So if you don't know who Suze Orman is, she's a financial advisor and an author. She's kind of like the female version of Dave Ramsey, even though she has a man's haircut. Offers financial advice that is pretty much time tested, but is also kind of generic and canned, much like Dave Ramsey. You know, have a Roth IRA, put money in mutual funds, don't gamble, pay off debts, kind of common sense stuff. But along the lines of common sense stuff is having must have legal documents. So if you are going to be financially responsible, you also want to leave assets to others, and that would involve a will, possibly a trust. I say possibly because it's not always applicable in every situation. Powers of attorney are super important, and so are advanced directives. So those are all legal documents that are pretty important. And in her case, you can buy now for $99 and get her more or less canned templates. So this is an option for legal documents. It's an option. It's cheaper than hiring an attorney, and it's better than nothing, but it's probably not the most amicable option for most people. So let's go over to Momma Bear Legal Forms, kind of this similar concept. Powers of attorney for $79. Kind of the same thing. They basically have some type of a program where it kind of auto fills out this stuff for you. The problem I see with a lot of these types of things is they're a little too generic, albeit affordable, a little too generic, not as robust or state specific as you should have. Um, so, what about legal document preparers? Well, so we own a legal document preparation company as well as a notary staffing company. So, where these companies kind of fall short, Momma Bear Legal Forms and Suze Orman, is they give you the papers and then, well, then you go figure it out. So here's the thing: is a lot of states and a lot of these forms not only require notarization, but they also require a witness, and they require the forms to be properly notarized. Okay, if they're not, they can be deemed invalid or rejected, and we've seen that a lot in this space. Um, so what we do, and what most legal document preparers do, is they customize the forms based on the state you're in, based on the laws of the state you're in. For example, here's our site, Legal Doc Prep Notary. Here's the power of attorney page that kind of goes into what we do. And of course, you can just get the state specific template if you so desire, or you can have us do it. Now, is it as cheap as Momma Bear and Suze Orman? No. But is it expensive as an attorney? No, nowhere near. Now, the thing is for most people and in most instances, you don't necessarily need an attorney, like an estate planning attorney. Cases where you would want that is if you're trying to avoid spend down Medicaid, or if you are have a very large estate and large assets, multiple houses, businesses, etc. You definitely want to pay an attorney's fee for that. But if you are like most people, you have a house, some bank accounts, some retirement funds, maybe a life insurance policy, you probably don't need to go that route. Okay, you could go the Suze Orman Momma Bear route, which might leave you a little more exposed, a little empty handed, or you can pay a little bit more than their price and get them custom and state specific with a legal document preparation company. Now, our company specifically not only will prepare these documents, but we assist in the execution of these documents. So what that means is that we send notaries to you, even if you're at the hospital bedside, even if you're on hospice, to execute these forms in a timely manner with witnesses should they be required. We also guarantee the execution process, meaning that We don't just send a notary out to go do them. We make the notary show us the documents after execution to make sure they're done properly, so to avoid any delays or document rejection. And if it's an instrument that needs to be recorded, like a ladybird deed or a transfer on death instrument, we give you instructions for recording those as well. So that is a major difference between paying a couple hundred more for legal documents versus just getting the forms online or getting them from Momma Bear or Suze Orman. So that is it for today. Other than that, I could show you a template like that we use. Like, for example, our will or power of attorney templates, they're 8, 7, 8, 9 pages, where most of these are like 2, 3 page forms. So they're definitely more robust in terms of that. And that is it for today, guys. If you want to look us up or inquire about our services for various document preparation, because we do a lot of them, as far as wills, deeds, powers of attorney, even trusts and land trusts. You can look us up at Legal Doc Prep Notary, and we'd be glad to help you out, as well as assist with staffing a notary. That's it for today. We'll see you on the next one.